Picture this. It's a Tuesday, 11:47 p.m. You're sitting at your kitchen table, not because you want to be, but because this is the only quiet hour you get. The kids are asleep, your partner is asleep, and you are staring at a number on a screen. A number that has not meaningfully moved in 3 years. $94,800. You have a degree, framed on the wall. You did everything right. You went to the school your parents were proud of. You walked across that stage. You shook the dean's hand. And now, every single month, before you pay rent, before you pay for groceries that cost 25% more than they did in 2020, before you put gas in a car you also owe money on, you write a $730 check to a lender who will never lose sleep the way you are losing sleep right now. And here's the part that should make your stomach drop. 28% of college degree programs in America leave graduates financially worse off than if they had never gone at all. Not worse off than Harvard graduates, worse off than an 18-year-old who skipped college entirely and just started working. That number is not from a podcast. It is not from some contrarian blog. It is from the Federal Reserve Bank of New York. And almost nobody is talking about it.
My name is Ben, and I've spent way too much time, probably an unhealthy amount of time, digging through Federal Reserve data, Georgetown University's Center on Education and the Workforce reports, and Bureau of Labor Statistics tables, trying to figure out why a credential that was supposed to be the ticket to the middle class has quietly become one of the most efficient wealth destruction mechanisms ever designed. And what I found wasn't just uncomfortable. It was structural. It was intentional in the way that systems tend to be when a lot of money flows through them. Today, we are going to do something most financial channels are too nervous to do. We are going to look at specific degrees, specific numbers, specific outcomes. And we are going to ask the honest question, did the math ever actually work? Or were we sold a story? Stay with me, because if you have a degree, if you're considering a degree, or if you have a kid heading toward one, what I'm about to show you will change how you see every part of this conversation.
Let me introduce you to two people. Both are 22 years old. Both are smart. Both grew up in the same kind of neighborhood, went to similar high schools, had similar grades. They just made one different decision at 18. Meet Alex. Alex followed the social script. Parents were proud. Guidance counselors said college was non-negotiable. Alex chose marketing because it sounded creative, it sounded flexible, and honestly, at 17, who really knows what they want to do? Alex took out federal loans, then private loans, graduated in 4 years with $94,000 in debt, and landed a marketing coordinator position at $42,000 a year, which sounds okay until you run the numbers. After taxes, Alex takes home about $2,900 a month. Rent in a mid-tier city, let's say Columbus, Ohio, not New York, runs $1,100 for a one-bedroom. That $730 loan payment hits, car payment, insurance, groceries, utilities, phone. Alex is not saving. Alex is surviving. And Alex is doing it with a creeping low-grade anxiety that never fully turns off. Researchers have started calling it the exhaustion tax, the money you spend on DoorDash and drive-thrus not because you're reckless, but because you are too depleted from working to survive to cook a meal. Alex isn't lazy. Alex is bandwidth depleted. We'll come back to that. Now meet Jordan. Jordan looked at that same fork in the road at 18 and made the boring choice, the uncelebrated choice. Jordan applied for an elevator mechanic apprenticeship, 4-year program, earn while you learn, no tuition, and a starting journey that looks like this. Year 1, apprentice wages around $28 to $32 an hour, depending on the market. By year 4, a journeyman elevator mechanic earns a median wage of $99,000 a year. In major metros like San Francisco or New York, that clears $130,000 with overtime. Union benefits, pension, health insurance that actually covers things, not the high-deductible plan Alex is paying $280 a month just to have. Jordan has zero student debt. Jordan has been contributing to a retirement account since age 19. Jordan is 22 years old and is by every measurable financial metric years ahead of Alex, who did everything society told them was the right move. And the uncomfortable truth, Jordan's earnings will continue to outpace Alex's for the next decade, possibly longer, because Alex's salary trajectory is competing against hundreds of thousands of other marketing graduates in a field that is already watching AI automate its entry-level functions. Jordan fixes elevators. AI cannot do that yet.
Now let's do what most people avoid. Let's do the actual math. And I want to be clear, I'm using the median, not the average. Averages are manipulated by outliers. When someone tells you the average marketing graduate earns $58,000, that number is being pulled upward by a small group of VP-level executives with 20 years of experience. The median marketing graduate, the person in the exact middle of the distribution, earns closer to $42,000 to $47,000, and that number often takes 3 to 5 years just to reach. We start the clock at age 22. Alex's financial position. Gross income, $42,000. Monthly take-home, around $2,900. Monthly loan payment, $730. Money available for wealth building, approximately $0 to $200 per month. Jordan's financial position. Gross income, around $68,000 and climbing. Monthly take-home, around $4,400. Student loan payment, 0. Monthly investment capacity, $800 to $1,200 per month. Now let's apply the concept that makes all of this matter: compound interest. Jordan invests $800 a month starting at age 22. Simple index fund. 8% average annual return, which is a conservative estimate based on the S&P 500's historical average. By age 32, Jordan has approximately $142,000 invested. By age 42, that becomes approximately $480,000. By age 52, over $1.1 million. And by age 62, Jordan is sitting on approximately $2.4 million and hasn't done anything exotic. No crypto, no hot stocks, just consistent, boring, low time preference investing. Now let's look at Alex. Alex spends the first 5 years unable to invest meaningfully. Let's be generous and say by age 27, Alex frees up $500 per month to invest. Same 8% returns. By age 62, Alex has approximately $1.1 million. That gap, $1.3 million, is not the difference between smart and stupid. It's not the difference between disciplined and reckless. It is the cost of a 5-year delay, caused by a credential that was marketed as a financial accelerator, but functioned as a financial anchor. And that $1.3 million gap doesn't account for the 4 years Alex spent in school instead of working. It doesn't account for the interest paid over a decade of loan repayment. It doesn't account for the psychological burden, the exhaustion tax of living in permanent financial stress during your entire 20s. Research increasingly shows that kind of stress leads to worse decision-making, worse health outcomes, and measurably lower long-term earnings. The degree didn't just cost $94,000. It cost a fundamentally different life.
So why does this keep happening? Why do intelligent, well-meaning 17-year-olds and their parents walk into this trap with open eyes? 2 reasons. One is cultural, one is cognitive. The cultural reason is simple. We built an entire mythology around the 4-year degree, and then we institutionalized it so completely that questioning it feels like questioning whether you should wash your hands.
High schools measure success by college acceptance rates. Parents measure success by the prestige of the school. The entire guidance counselor system is structurally incentivized to funnel students toward college, not toward outcomes. But the cognitive reason is more insidious. It's called present bias, and it works like this. Your brain is genuinely neurologically bad at valuing future rewards against present tense social pain. When an 18-year-old is standing in front of their family at Thanksgiving, and the question is, "So, where are you going to school?" the abstract concept of $94,000 in debt at age 30 competes against the very real, immediate, visceral discomfort of saying, "Actually, I'm doing an apprenticeship." One of those pains is theoretical. One of them is happening right now in front of people whose opinions feel like survival signals. The present pain wins, almost every time. This is compounded by what psychologists call the bandwidth shocks, a concept developed by researchers Sendhil Molinoffen and Eldar Shafir, who found that financial scarcity doesn't just drain your bank account, it drains your cognitive capacity. People under financial stress perform measurably worse on IQ equivalent tests. They make worse decisions. They have less mental bandwidth for long-term planning. So here's the cruel loop. You take on debt to get a degree you hoped would reduce financial stress. The debt creates financial stress before you even graduate. That stress impairs your decision-making, which leads to choices that compound the stress, which further impairs judgment. It is not a character flaw. It is a system behaving exactly as designed. And the antidote, the only real antidote, is what economists call low time preference, the ability to delay gratification, not because you're some superhuman disciplinarian, but because you've done the math clearly enough that the future reward becomes emotionally real to you right now. Jordan didn't make the smart choice because Jordan had more willpower than Alex. Jordan made the smart choice because someone at some point sat Jordan down and showed Jordan the actual numbers, which is what we just did for you.
Here's what I want you to know before we get into the framework. 67% of Americans are living paycheck to paycheck right now. And that's not just people in lower income brackets. That number includes households earning 6 figures. Because the math doesn't care about your income bracket if your expenses expand to consume every dollar you make. Life has gotten 25% more expensive since 2020. Wages grew 10%. That 15% gap is coming from somewhere. And mostly, it's coming out of people's savings, their retirement contributions, and their sleep. This is not going to fix itself. The system is not going to look out for you. And the industrial degree complex, the universities, the loan servicers, the rankings publications, has precisely zero financial incentive to show you what I just showed you. That's why this channel exists. If you are tired of playing a rigged game, if you want to see the actual math before making the decisions that will define the next 30 years of your life, hit subscribe right now. Because every week, we run numbers that the institutions hoping you stay confused would prefer you never see. Now, let's talk about what you actually do with this. Whether you're 17 deciding on college, 22 holding a diploma and a loan statement, or 35 trying to course correct, here is your framework. Concrete, specific, no fluff. Step 1. Run your degree's actual return on investment right now. Go to the Georgetown Center on Education and the Workforce website. They publish a database of lifetime earnings by degree field broken down by median outcomes, not averages, medians. Then go to the New York Fed's College Labor Market website. Look up your specific degree, find the median early career wage and the median mid-career wage. Now, calculate. If you earn that median salary for 10 years, does the total income clearly and significantly exceed what you would have earned in a skilled trade starting at 18 with zero debt? If the answer is yes, and for some degrees it genuinely is,
STEM fields, nursing, accounting. Great, you have data. Feel confident. If the answer is no or even close, you now have information that changes your entire calculus, and you deserved to have it before you signed the loan documents. You have it now. Step 2. Calculate your debt's true cost, not just the balance. Pull up any loan amortization calculator. There are free ones everywhere. Enter your loan balance, your interest rate, your repayment term. Look at the total interest paid over the life of the loan. Most people know their balance. Almost nobody knows their total interest cost. A $60,000 loan at 7% on a 10-year plan costs you over $79,000 total. That's $19,000 that goes nowhere. No asset, no equity, no return. Just the cost of having borrowed. Now, calculate what that $730 a month, or whatever your number is, would compound to if it were invested instead. Look at that number. Let it land. Step 3. Audit the exhaustion tax in your budget. Go through the last 30 days of your bank or credit card statements. Highlight every purchase you made, not out of desire, but out of depletion. The delivery fee because you were too tired to cook. The vending machine because you didn't have the bandwidth to pack lunch. The convenience store run at 10 p.m. Add it up. Don't judge it. Just see the number. For most people under financial stress, that number runs $150 to $400 per month. That is money being extracted from you, not by frivolity, but by a system that requires you to work so hard just to stay afloat that you have nothing left to make better choices. The insight here is not stop being tired. The insight is the path to reducing the exhaustion tax is reducing the financial pressure that creates the exhaustion, which is why debt payoff and wealth building are not just financial strategies. They are functionally health interventions. Step 4. Start the boring investment today. If you have any margin, even $50 a month, open a Roth IRA today if you don't have one. Go to Fidelity, Vanguard, or Schwab. It takes 10 minutes. Set up an automatic contribution to a total market index fund. Then increase it by $25 every time your income increases. The discipline is not in the amount. The discipline is in not waiting until conditions are perfect. Conditions will never be perfect. The market will always look scary. Your budget will always feel tight. The 22-year-old version of you who starts today with $50 a month will, without exception, given sufficient time, beat the 30-year-old version of you who waited until everything felt ready. Low time preference is not a personality type. It is a decision you make, repeatedly, every month, to treat your future self as someone worth investing in. Start today.